What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the country Sweden? Stereotypically, you may think of Vikings or their famous IKEA stores, but in all reality, Sweden is a very beautiful country. It has amazing Scandinavian architecture, culture, and landscapes. Sweden has an amazing healthcare system that is very self reliant and works well on its own, and also is known as one of the most healthiest and cleanest countries in the world. Today, I chose Sweden as my informative topic for three main reasons. Sweden, I really found out that their culture is very amazing, and I wanted to learn more about it myself. Second of all, Sweden has a very reliant healthcare system, and I found out about it recently, and it has a lot of influence from America. A lot of, Bernie Sanders is a big influence when it comes to Sweden healthcare system, and he's brought a lot of, ideas from Sweden to here in America. So I wanted to learn more about that. And third of all, I found out that they're one of the cleanest countries in the world when it comes to recycling and when it comes, to their life expectancy. I wanted to learn more about that. And so I'm going to show you guys and inform you on Sweden first from their past and their cultures and see what they still celebrate to this day from their past. Second of all, I'm going to tell you guys about Sweden's healthcare system and how it works so well being self-reliant. And third of all, I'm going to teach you guys about how Sweden is one of the cleanest and healthiest countries in the world. So let's jump into Sweden's past. And this all comes from Sweden.se and the scholarly book Early History of Sweden by Henry Helworth. Sweden really came to the world around the 12th century. That's when the Scandinavian Union, the Kalmar Union all came together. The three Scandinavian countries joined together and made a union. And that's when they really came known to the world, when they all joined together. Before that, they were known as a Viking territory. That was around the 9th century. Vikings would roam and pillage around Northern Europe and Southern Europe and all around the world, really. And that's when Christianity really came around in the same time in the 9th century. And when it comes to their culture and the celebrations they celebrate, Sweden really, they love the summertime. Around the wintertime, they don't have a lot of sunlight. So in the wintertime, they don't get much sunlight at all. So from 7 a.m., the sun will rise, and around 2 p.m. the sun will go down. So it's only around 6 to 7 hours of sunlight. It's not much at all. So summer, it is very important in their culture. So around the summertime, they celebrate midsummer, actually. It's a celebration in June where Swedish families will come around and celebrate the season of summer. I have a picture of it right here. So families will actually celebrate. They'll hold hands and wear floral hats, and they'll actually, build floral monuments and statues to celebrate the season of summer. So it's a really huge part of their culture, because the summer really does bring a lot into their lives with the sunlight being on its own. So summer is very huge in that type of culture. So we're going to move on to our second part, which is their healthcare. So Sweden, people kind of assume it's a socialist country due to their universal healthcare, but it's not. Sweden is actually a monarchy, and the government actually pays for their healthcare system. People assume it's a socialist country due to their healthcare system. Universal healthcare, basically, no matter what you make, who you are, you get the same healthcare as anybody else. And basically, this all comes from the Borgen Project as well. And so, with the assumption that everybody gets the same healthcare, people assume that, there's going to be there's going to be so much waiting limits, nobody's going to be able to see a doctor. Well, that's not true. There's actually rules to help, counteract that. The first rule, the main rule, basically is called the 0-30-90-90 rule, and where it ensures zero wait times, zero delays, meaning that, patients will receive instant access to healthcare, health advice, and there's a 7-day waiting period to see a general practitioner. The rule also guarantees that the patient will wait more than 90 days to see a practitioner. And dental is also free for people under 23 years of age there. And there's a price gap, there's a price ceiling for many of the health benefits there. So, prescriptions, seeing a practitioner, going to a daily checkup, even for emergency checkups, there's price gaps. So people in private companies can't raise their prices too high. And so basically, for an example, a daily health checkup over there in Sweden costs $15 to $30. And here in America, if you don't have insurance, that health checkup can cost anywhere from $100 to up to $600. So really, it's really interesting to see how Sweden can implement, universal health care and make it work so well, being universal and being able to be successful off of that. So it's very interesting. We're going to move on to our third point now, and that's learning how Sweden really is one of the cleanest and healthiest countries in the world. This comes from lifeinnorway.org and theborgenproject.org. So basically, Sweden runs off of waste in their country. They actually buy waste from other countries and they use that waste to produce energy. They also recycle so much waste there to become a really clean country. Sweden itself actually has a 96% recycling rate, and Sweden uses waste to produce, like I said. Only 1% of Sweden's waste goes in landfills. 50% is recycled or composted, and the other 49% is used for the country's energy. Actually, Sweden buys trash from other countries to produce energy and recycle it. Their main suppliers are basically UK and Norway. And life expectancy, because of how clean the country is, it's up to 82 years for males and females. So being how clean the country is, that it revolves around the life expectancy there. So those are my three main topics. So the first part was, how reliant they are on the summer and how much they celebrate the summer. The second part is, how Sweden has a universal healthcare system and how they implement rules so people can all use the healthcare system. And the third part is how clean Sweden is because of their recycling system. And so I hope we were all able to learn something today, and thank you so much for watching.